We do want to bring in our political commentator, Sue O'Connell, to join the conversation. So we do want to begin with this. Elon Musk and his plan to encourage voter registration. So I guess anyone who signs his political action committee's petition gets then put into a drawing to win $1 million. And Musk says that he's prepared to award like $1 million a day through the election. Now, I mean, to some, this sounds illegal, including Pennsylvania's governor. What do you make of this?
So, Priscilla, there are a lot of laws, right, and regulations around contests and lotteries in general. For example, if a company asks you to enter a contest, or a nightclub has a grand prize drawing, or say public broadcasting asks you to make a donation to get a prize, they will always say no purchase necessary, because it's against the law to ask people to pay to win unless you're a casino and have a gaming license. Now, to election laws, it's against the law to pay someone to vote or to register to vote. And to enter to win Musk's prize, you have to be a registered voter. So some experts are making the argument that this close to an election, allowing only registered voters to enter to win $1 million could be illegal. And I think this one is definitely headed to the courts.
All right. Well, when Kamala Harris kicked off her campaign, it was really all about joy. I mean, there's still joy, but Harris is definitely, we just heard from Alice Barr, she's sharpening her attacks on Trump, you know, in particular to his age. She's, you know, said he's exhausted. She even alluded to him having dementia of some kind. Is this typical down to the wire business, or do you think this could be a sign that she's worried about Election Day?
Well, Priscilla, nothing is typical about this election campaign, right? But look, at last week, we were talking about how Harris was tailoring messages to different groups like black men, Republican women. Look, she's still doing that. But now she's answered all of those criticisms with action. People said she had no policy, so she gave them pages of speeches and policy everywhere. And she said she didn't do any interviews, they said. So she sat with everyone from The View to Fox News. So what's left for her to do is present the stark difference between the two leading candidates and how they are acting right now. One is answering questions and making sense. The other is swearing and babbling and wandering around stages. So is Harris worried? Well, I imagine so. And if the Trump campaign is smart, they should be worried, too. That's how close this election is.
Well, speaking of attacking Trump, you know, he's been getting, you know, a lot of negative press lately for his use of the phrase the enemy within. He's suggested on more than one occasion that Democrats, specifically Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi, are enemies of America. He said he'd use like U.S. troops to deal with them. What are your thoughts on that kind of rhetoric?
Priscilla, this is incredibly dangerous rhetoric, and the fact that Trump keeps saying it and repeating it makes it more than just Trump being Trump, right? So let's put this in perspective. Let's go back to January 6, 2021, when a Pennsylvania restaurant owner screamed, quote, "Bring Nancy Pelosi out here now. We want to hang her. Bring her out." She was just sentenced to more than 2 years in prison. A mob ransacked Nancy Pelosi's office. Others yelled out, "Where are you, Nancy? Where's Nancy?" And one woman said in a selfie video, quote, "We were looking for Nancy to shoot her in the effing brain." Okay? And in 2022, Pelosi's husband, Paul, was attacked in his home by an intruder with a hammer. So let's just ask the obvious question. Who exactly is Donald Trump speaking to when he says that Pelosi and Schiff are, quote, bad people and are the enemy from within? And what does he want to happen to them? Let's just consider that.
Yep, so many questions. Sue, just over 2 weeks away till Election Day. Thanks so much.
Indeed.
All right.